Welcome to The Noble Marriage, where we bring relatable, raw, and real conversations all about marriage and life. I'm Adele.
I'm Travis.
And today's episode is episode 3.
3 already?
Yeah. Hey, babe.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. It's good to see you here.
I thought the same thing about you. I saw you walking around the corner.
Oh?
I said, it's good to see you.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Really good to see you too.
So today's conversation is all about love.
What is love?
What is love to you? So those of you watching right now, what is love to you?
Think about when you met your spouse. How did you know that you were in love? How did you decide I'm in love? Write it in the comments below. We would love to know what your thoughts around love are. I know I had such a warped view of love. I actually feel sorry for myself when I think about the me that thought I knew what love was.
Oh, me too.
And I just look back and I'm like, oh, that poor girl was lost, searching in all the wrong things and places and looking for love that I couldn't find.
You never found it.
Mm-mm.
You didn't find it.
I did find it.
Yes. Thank you for that. I relate to that. I'm sure that you relate to that too. And maybe not having the correct point of view about love. Hey, Nala. Maybe not having the correct point of view about love. Like, what do you really think of love?
So I would actually, before we jump into what is love, I just want to share some gratitude that I have for you. You know, one of the things that we always do with our coaching clients is we always start our coaching calls and we always start every day of our intensives with gratitude. And I was just thinking, I would love to start with gratitude today with you.
I love this idea.
Today, I am grateful for just your servant's heart. You're always looking for ways to serve me and just different ways to brighten my day. And you offered to make me tea. And I didn't even know I wanted tea until you offered, and you made it with love. So thank you for thinking about me.
I really appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I have gratitude for you.
Oh.
So this morning, whenever you walked into the kitchen, the first thing you did was gave me a huge hug. And that just fills me up. And I really appreciate it.
Oh, I was glad to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you too. And I love you. Speaking of love, let's jump in.
Yeah, let's jump back into love.
Let you guys in on a little gratitude session. And this is something that we encourage you. Take back home. Take into your families, into your relationships. Tell people when you're grateful for them. It really makes a big difference.
How would they know that you're grateful for them unless you told them?
Like I said, thank you for this, but me telling you I'm grateful for something, isn't that just a much deeper emotion that I'm experiencing than thank you?
Yes, and one of my love languages in the 5 love languages is words of affirmation. And whenever you share that with me, it really makes me feel loved by you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
And I want to feel loved by you.
Right, don't we all?
Exactly.
All right, so I'm going to read this. It's one of the opening paragraphs of my first chapter in the book. Okay, here we go, babe. Growing up, I had no idea what real love was. I was confused and desperate for physical and emotional connection from a father figure, and I didn't understand why I was regularly feeling not good enough. I hated feeling this way about myself. I would find myself looking for ways to prove to myself that I am good enough. And when I fell short, I would again be more not good enough. I would say to myself, I can be important and I am lovable. Because of this confusion, what I thought I was looking for was a boyfriend. If I just have a boyfriend, I will feel important enough, and loved. I was longing to feel what the movies portrayed as love, someone to swoop me off my feet, make passionate love, and be my hero for the rest of my life. I was on the search. I became obsessed with getting the right boy's attention. I would watch how other girls would dress and how they would act towards boys. Even though I wasn't allowed to date, I found ways to sneak behind my parents' back to date different boys through high school. I was desperate to experience true love. Someone who completes me, someone who makes me feel good enough, important, and loved. Marriage will be everything I ever wanted. I just knew it.
Right?
Yeah. So you
And that
can
happened.
hear
It happened, right? You
Yeah.
experienced
a whole
fairy
lot
tale after fairy tale
of
over and over.
Yeah. Well, in my mind, I thought that's what I was going to experience. And so when reality came in, real life, there was some things missing, and I had a lot of disappointment and a lot of letdown. And I really started to believe true love just didn't exist.
Let's just talk about that real quick. So she has expectations that, and I'm sure you do too. You have expectations, and then wherever reality lands, this gap that's between them is disappointment. And so I imagine you were disappointed often because
Mm-hmm.
you could not meet these expectations no matter what.
Well,
No
no
one,
boyfriend could actually.
no one, you never could get completed.
No. And man, I tried. I tried. I was so desperate for a man's attention.
Mhm.
I now see I really wanted my dad's attention. And my dad gave me attention. It wasn't like he neglected me or anything.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the attention that I was seeking. I just didn't know that. I really wanted physical connection with my dad in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And I don't ever remember getting that. And so I thought that being touched and loved and all that, the physical part is the where the love really comes in, which
Makes
had
so
me
much
so
sense.
warped in my view of my body.
It's
And
the only way you would get
yeah.
love, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And I imagine there's a lot of people relating to what you're talking about, Adele, right now, where there's this skewed view about either getting love physically or maybe it's mentally or emotionally or physically. Or there's probably lots of different ways that people want to give away to try to get the love,
Yeah. Oh,
give
yeah.
themselves away.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about where does this warped view come from? Because I know this isn't just me. A lot
Right.
of the wives that
Right.
I coach experience the same stuff. My view of what love is came from what other men told me. That was one. Hollywood movies. That was two. Fairy tale endings. Different lines in movies that say, "You complete me." That is where I got my warped, unhealthy view of love.
So so funny you just said that. It just rang in my head. I have a wallet. You made me a wallet, and on the outside of the wallet is a brass thing that
Yes,
says
and it
"You
does
complete
say,
me."
"You complete me." Oh, thanks for remembering that. That is
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly.
That is what I thought. That it was my reality.
Yeah.
And, Hollywood does a really good job of portraying like you meet the person, love is instant. It's a connection and it's physical.
Yeah.
Like the clothes come off faster in movies than it's unbelievable. And
I
so yeah, it just shows how unhealthy my view and so many others have of love.
oh, I have a very different view of yours than yours, and mine was so skewed as well.
What was your view of love?
So I thought that love is that feeling that you get when you meet that person, and the, there's these
Hmm.
deep emotions, and as long as I have those emotions,
Infatuation.
as long as I have those, I'm in love.
Okay.
That makes
Well,
sense,
that
right?
wears off, doesn't it?
It wears off every time.
Yeah. Wow. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Searching the high infatuation stage. Oh man, I mean we've heard the research on why people go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and it's they are seeking out that high of emotions that make them feel good about these relationships. And what is it, 2 years and they fall away?
Statistically, it's 18 months that these chemicals, and you start to see, oh, you have flaws.
Yeah,
There's cracks in those foundations.
right. Reality kicks in.
Yeah, so it's easier to let's go find somebody else.
Yeah. And then let's just talk about premarital sex. When that's involved, it actually can cover up you from seeing the other person clearly.
It does. It puts a veil
Because
over your eyes.
right, because it brings in hormones and things in our body that shouldn't be at play in the falling in love stage.
Yes. In fact, you'll spend more time going physically rather than emotionally and learning about the person, their character,
Right.
who they are.
Which is what's going to sustain the relationship.
Right.
It like masks all that, covers it all up,
It
and makes
does.
the physical the priority, which fades because those feelings go away.
That's right. Yeah.
And now you don't know the person, you don't understand them emotionally, and you sure don't feel like being physically intimate.
No, not when my heart's
Reality
hurting.
sucks
Yes.
when those things kick in.
That's the devil's plan, and I don't think we meant to go here on this story, but that is the devil's plan. Is he wants you to have sex prior to marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and then he wants you not to after marriage, because that's God's perfect design.
That's right.
And so he wants
Mm-hmm.
you not to, and that's how he does it. Is when you do it before, it skews a point of view of who the person is that you are marrying,
Right.
and then when you do get married, it's is more difficult to connect.
Yeah, it really is. And um, when I'm focusing, like as a woman, it's really easy because I want that emotional connection from a man. But as a man, God made men more attracted to physical intimacy than
Right.
emotional.
Right.
It's a natural inclination to go physical first. For women, it's heart connection, it's emotional. And so there's
That's a
this
good point.
warped view in the world that in order to get what I need, I have to give my body to you so that
Yes.
you're happy, so that you'll
Yes.
want to know me.
Oh man. Man.
And it kept me stuck and kept me searching for this love that I never could find. Like I couldn't get any man to emotionally connect with me, and I could not figure that out.
Whenever you do connect premarital sex, there's actually soul ties that happen. There's a and it actually in physiologically in your body.
It's it like our soul is our emotions, will, and what is the other one?
Oh, it's thoughts, wills, and emotion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is tied.
Yeah.
It's
It
tied
is.
to this other person.
It is. And it physiologically in the limbic system, and I don't know how that works. I'm not a doctor, but it does. And Dr. Amen, I think, has done the study on this. But in the limbic system, there's a connection to it. There's a tie there too. So
Right. In our brains, which is crazy.
it is. But here's what's interesting that happens, and whenever that happens, whenever premarital sex happens, the women can't help but to feel like a prostitute,
Yeah, like I'm being used.
like you're being used afterwards,
Yes.
and
It immediately diminishes the relationship for me on this side
yes,
because now I'm like, you're just using me like everybody else. Can't help it.
yes, and subconsciously you lose trust. You lose trust in the man because there needs to be imagine each other. There's I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but there's a trust lost
There is.
because in marriage, can I trust you to be faithful there?
Right.
If I can't trust
Exactly.
you here in this waiting period prior to marriage, from the time that we met until the time we're married, if
Right.
if I can't trust you during this time, can I trust you in our marriage?
Right.
And it's subconscious. It may not be something you actually are thinking out loud.
Right. Yeah. That ties into the whole warped view of love, and what people are searching for is all backwards.
Yes.
And how you and I ended up together and stayed together, I have no idea, because we were not in love. We didn't even know what
No.
love was. In
No.
fact, let's talk about what is love. What
Yeah.
is real love?
Yeah. So we'll go to the Bible
Let's do it.
because this is the truth. All the truth comes from the Bible. Matthew 22:37 through 39. So this is Jesus. He's being approached by the Pharisees, and they're like, "Hey, Jesus," they're trying to trap him. "Hey, Jesus, there's 613 laws that we need to obey.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most important one of all of them?" And Jesus knows this is a trap. He knows that they're trying to trap him in this story. And this is what he says. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself."
Mm-hmm.
Let's digest this. This is love. This is love right here. This is what God is saying. He's saying we need to love God with everything we have. Love our neighbor. And by the way, our neighbor is everyone. It's your spouse, it's your kids, it's your boss, it's your employees, it's your coworkers. Love everyone as you love yourself.
Mm.
So, first, I need to know how to love myself, right? And that's the problem I have experienced through my life, is not knowing how to love myself.
Yeah.
But I finally figured it out.
Yeah. Me either. I mean, in the beginning of what I read from this chapter, I talk about feeling not good enough and needing to prove myself because I was always falling short, and I'm not important and I'm not loved. And I didn't love myself. I didn't love anything about myself. And I look back at that girl, that little girl, and I'm just so sad for her
Hmm.
because she didn't know what love was. She couldn't love herself. So, how on earth can she love God and love others the way God designed her to love?
I can see this touching you now.
Yeah. It makes me sad. I wish I would have had the tools that I have now then. Like, I wish I would have been
Man,
taught
yes.
what real love was. And, I wouldn't change my story for anything now because it's made me who I am. But if I could have avoided all this pain along the process,
Hmm.
that sure would have been nice. And I feel like that's what we get to do with our daughter, is we get to help her learn these tools, the tools that we're talking about on here with adults that we teach our couples. We teach Haven because they work no matter what. They're life tools on how to recognize what's going on for me so that I can love myself and be
Yeah.
who God created me to be.
Yeah. The way that I talk about it is like if you came up to me and asked me for $100 out of my wallet, I couldn't give it to you. And the reason I couldn't give it to you is because I don't have it. I don't have $100 in my wallet to give you. And that's exactly what I landed on with love, is the reason, Adele, that I could not love you the way that I meant to love you is because I didn't have it. I didn't know what that was. It wasn't that I wasn't loved by my parents, because man, I was great parents and I felt loved. But I had a skewed view of what that was to give you.
Yeah.
And I expected you to give something to me.
I look back and I really can see that you didn't know how to love me and that I didn't know how to love you. I really can see that now. When we were in those days, it just felt like you were totally missing me. Like I was just invisible to you. And I just desperately wanted to find this love that I knew existed. I've seen it on movies. It's real.
Yeah. And each time we did, and we did not experience that, when we would try to come together and try to figure out our differences and be like, how can we make this work?
Yeah.
We never could figure out how to make this the perfect marriage. Where you disappointed me so much.
Yeah.
I imagine I disappointed you so much.
Yeah.
So much disappointment.
Yeah. But nobody knew it. Not a soul.
That's right.
Knew it.
Yeah, we were able to hide it.
We
but
did.
Also, as I was talking about disappointment, earlier I talked about expectations and reality. Also, a lot of unspoken expectations in how I expect you to complete me.
Right.
Like, I need you to complete me in lots of areas. I need you to make me feel good enough. But I don't tell you how to do it. I just need you to not make me not feel good enough.
Right.
That's what I need you to do.
Yeah.
Like, stop saying and stop doing things that make me feel not good enough.
Right.
Like, if you need to figure that out.
Exactly. That's exhausting, by
I
the way.
remember having so many arguments with you about that.
Yeah.
About me needing you to figure out how to fix yourself so that you don't make me upset.
Yeah. And vice versa. I was doing the same thing because I needed to be good enough too. And I needed you to never point out my flaws because pointing out my flaws just showed me even more how unlovable I was. So it was far too painful to allow that. So I had to really put some distance between us.
Yeah, it made me not want to try to fix you because, man, claws came out.
Right? Yeah, didn't they? Yeah, so let's look at, how does God say we should love? 1 Corinthians.
Before we do that, I want to take us back to that passage that we just read in Matthew. Where Jesus is talking about this, and he's saying the way, the number one commandment is love God with everything and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Like, those are the two commandments that are, like, that sums up the law, is love. Love sums up the law. But the way I explained it a while ago, it leaves us disempowered because we get down to, the only way I can really love my neighbor, the only way I can really love God fully is to love myself, man. And there's a chasm.
There is.
There's a chasm between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And here is where I want you to hear me. Is the chasm can be jumped without your effort because the chasm has already been completed. The love that we are to show has actually been demonstrated, the love that we are to show has already been bought for, paid for by Jesus Christ, dying on the cross. When his blood was shed for us, man, that is such love, and God sent him just for that. That love is, we are just to receive it. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, you don't have to do anything. It's a receiving of this love that I can't even put into words. It's the receiving of that, knowing that is the grace and forgiveness and love that I have. It's that I actually get filled up from God. And there's an overflow that I have. That, man, I just love my God for the blessings that he gives me. I see life so much bigger and brighter, and things are for me. Life is for me. I actually fight from victory, not for victory. Life happens for me, not to me.
That's right.
It's a completely different concept. When I receive that love, I can give that love out.
That's right.
To God and to my neighbors, to you. So we don't want you to be left with, there's a loss there, because it's not. Right. There's a huge win that we can get out of this.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm so glad you said that because the exact same thought went through my mind of there was not a lot for me to love about myself back then. Even if you would have told me this, oh, well, you just need to love yourself. I would have been like, how do
I'm
I
not
do
worthy.
that?
Yeah, I'm not worthy.
Because you don't know what's in there. You don't know what I've been through.
You don't have enough money. You haven't accomplished enough. You
Mm-mm.
don't know your Bible enough.
Mm-mm.
You don't have the right
It's
people
so
on
far
your team.
outside of my resources and ability.
There's no way you can ever make it.
And that means we need God.
There is a chasm between us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now let's look at First Corinthians
Oh yeah.
and what love looks like.
Okay. First
Because
Corinthians.
this is a verse I imagine you've heard over and over throughout your life. And I think it's overlooked because really loving others in this way, it takes a lot of sacrificial of or sacrificing of self.
It is.
Not
This
in
is
an
perfect
unhealthy
love.
way, in a healthy way.
This is perfect love. This is being a whole and complete individual.
Yeah.
And if I'm whole and complete, I'm going to do things and say things that are for a better self, like for my better future self. That's who I'm being, right?
Yeah.
And
Future
this,
Travis likes it when you do that.
man, yeah. So does future Adele, right? So this right here is God. This is who I'm describing. I'm describing God because God is love, and this is love. This is 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 through 8. 4 through 7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. You know what? I'm going to start over. And this is something I will get my coaching clients to do is as I'm reading this out, put your name in front of these things. Travis is patient. Travis is kind. Travis does not envy. Travis does not boast. Put your name in front of these. Love is patient. Love is kind. Does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking.
Ooh,
Right?
that one right there.
It is not easily angered.
That one right
Now
there.
now they're getting in our business.
Now they're getting in our marriage.
It does not keep record of wrongs.
Oh, that one right there.
The Bible's saying it. I'm not
It's
saying
truth. It's truth.
Love does not delight in evil, but
Yeah.
rejoices with the truth.
That's right.
Always rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes,
Yeah.
always perseveres.
Yeah.
Love never fails.
I have some of my own reflection that needs to take place on that verse. Am I loving well for others?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It is something that would be great as a self-reflection. Like, do I represent those things? And maybe I do represent one or two well, but maybe there's something on there that we could look at and like, yeah, I could be more patient.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I could work on being more patient because being loving is really important to me.
Yeah. I can let go of all those things that you've done in the past that in the back of my mind, they're there. I can let those go.
Is that what you're experiencing now?
No, I was just giving an example. No, I just was looking at that like, I want to go back and really read that verse and look at myself. Am I reflecting what real love is to the people around me? Patience is definitely one of them that I know needs work, especially around parenting.
Oh,
I need God. Can you please pour out more wisdom and more patience?
I agree.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So I think that there's room for all of us to grow there. And not only what is my view of love and how I have lived my life seeking love, but also how do I love others? Am I loving others in my life well? And then also identify, do you get your concept of love from the world or from God?
Wow. Romans 12:2, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And the patterns of this world would have me thinking love is very similar to the way Adele and I started off this episode, is that love is about fulfilling the desires of my heart and
In a selfish way.
other people giving me happiness and completing me outside here in many different ways. That's
right.
the way the world would have us thinking of it. And then what you're talking about is the renewal of the mind, renewing my mind to God's truths, that I am not in lack. I have a full relationship with Him. He completes me. I'm an eternal being. I'm not even part of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an eternal being who just happens to be spending a very small period of time right here. Renewal of the mind away from the patterns of the world.
Yeah, and really focusing on where our love comes from is God, who is perfect love. And
Yeah.
when we follow his example, we will be loving others well.
But you got to receive it. Listen, it can be, I can tell you this all day long, and it could be like a head knowledge, right? Like we could take it in as a head knowledge, but letting it sink down into
Heart.
man,
Yeah.
John 3:16, God loved us that much that he sent his only son to die for us.
Yeah.
That's huge. A very personal, very personal relationship. Individual relationship.
Yeah, it is. And it's so needed. And it is my favorite relationship to have.
Yeah, but we got to receive.
He fulfills and completes me in a way nobody else can.
That's the
Not
way it should
even
be.
you.
Exactly.
Don't even try.
Nope.
You can't compare.
No. I think let's not gloss over that. What you just said. Let's don't gloss over that because that's your lifestyle. However, it's such a honorable thing that you do. That you do that, first of all, as an example to our daughter and to me. But when you're doing that, you're just building your relationship up with God so much. It's building your faith. You're seeing him differently because you're choosing to connect with him. You're choosing to expect him to show up in your life. And being able to watch you grow in your faith is huge. And it would be flippant of us just to say that and me not really bring that up, that is something that all of us have the ability to access, is that deep personal relationship with Jesus Christ that he would want us to have.
Yeah.
And it's about what you're doing is you're like, man, I just want to spend time with him.
Right. Well, the more I spend time with him, the more I get to know him. And the more I know him, the more I know how he's going to show up for me.
Do you trust him more?
I trust him more. I have more faith in him. I count on him for everything.
Are you able to see that over here in your past, these were absolute lies that you had about your view of God and love? And then are you able to see over here, this is truth? Like, is there a clear definition of?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was very deceived. Let's just put it that way. Because I couldn't tell you right now, other than a few lies that I mentioned earlier of not being good enough and all of that. But I was so deceived into thinking I knew what love was and that I had all that was available. I just thought this is all it's cracked up. This is not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
This marriage thing.
Yeah.
In fact, you get married and then your sex life dies and there's not a whole lot of excitement there. You become roommates.
Yeah, it's
And
drifting apart.
that's not every single marriage out there. We
Yeah.
are talking specifically about our marriage and our experience of marriage.
Thanks for
And
that.
about 2 years in, it was reality was hitting in.
Didn't it?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in the upcoming episodes. So I'm excited for that.
So as we've been talking about love, we've asked you to tell us what your view of love is in the comments. And we're talking about how to receive that love. That is, accepting and receiving Jesus Christ. And this is what happens. The promise is you're going to get the Holy Spirit. And when you get the Holy Spirit, who's the helper? This is a promise. This is already gifts that have been given to you. The first one is love. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
Of the 9 fruit, there's 9 fruit of the Spirit, and the first one is love. That's the first one that you're going to receive. And then you're going to receive all the rest of them. They're already yours. They're already yours. How fast you receive them is really up to, your willingness to surrender yourself to God. That's how fast you'll receive it. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. All those things that, man, it's a blessing in life.
Yeah. And there's work to be done on our carnal flesh and putting all of that to rest so that the fruit can shine through.
Especially if you have experience in life of building up that carnal flesh. Years and years and years of poor decision making.
Right.
But that's okay. There's hope. You're going to get it walking through this.
Yes.
There's hope there.
There is so much hope. We hope you'll join us next week in episode 4. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Sit.
Welcome to The Noble Marriage, where we bring relatable, raw, and real conversations all about marriage and life.
Oh, babe, I like that voice.
It's my late night FM DJ voice.
That is hot. Attractive.
Well, maybe I could talk like this the whole time.
I'm digging it.
What do you want to talk about today?
Well, you're supposed to open us up.
Well, what we're going to talk about today... Oh, before you go more, I just realized we can't be sipping by the
mic.
microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep your sips and slurps somewhere else.
So this is a strawberry black tea.
Honey ginseng.
Green tea.
Green tea. See, if you had a straw like me, you wouldn't have the slurping and the slurping.
Yeah, leave in the comments, which one do you prefer? The strawberry black tea? It's good.
Oh, I agree. I think I would have rather had yours if I would have known that it existed.
Oh, I think this is the last one.
Oh,
no, there's one more. There's one more.
Okay.
You'll get that.
That's my choice next time. This is what it sounds like. I don't know how to turn it off. But I'm hearing it behind my ears and trying to listen to you talk. Boom.
Way to go, babe.
Way to go.
That was great. I think I only lost track.